Well, good evening, and welcome to St. James Family Worship, the perfect place for people who aren't. I thank God you've taken the time to be a part of this devotional review tonight. This is day 138 of our open door devotional review. We are reviewing the book of Rick Warren. It's 365 days of devotionals, and if you join us and you're not connected to St. James Family Worship, we invite you to get this book. You can pick it up at pastors.com or amazon.com. It's an awesome resource to grow your life to a level of maturity. So I thank God for you being a part of us tonight. Tonight we're talking about pray for your purpose. Pray for your purpose. Jeremiah 29:11 and 12. You know, Jeremiah 29:11 is a very popular text. You hear it all the time. It says, "For I know the plans I have for you, declare the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future." Verse 12. "Then you will call on me and come to me and pray to me, and I will listen." You know, that's awesome because God has a plan for you. And he said, when you come and pray to me, I'm going to definitely listen to what you have to say. You know, 30 years ago, man, it seems like a lifetime. 30 years ago, at the 1991 Azusa Street Convention in Tulsa, Oklahoma at the Maybe Center, I remember listening to a speaker whose ministry would help to shape mine over the years. I remember him saying this, and I say it a lot when I talk about purpose. His definition: purpose is the original intent that was in the mind of the creator or the maker of a thing. That speaker was the late Dr. Miles Monroe. Years later, Dr. Miles Monroe would prophesy over my life and my ministry and challenge me and my ministry to go global. You know, purpose. You can live a lifetime here on earth and never discover the original intent that was in God's mind for your life when he created you. Knowing purpose is not automatic. It's not something that just happens. You have to seek the maker, seek the creator, seek the manufacturer for the purpose of the created thing. The good news is this: God knows your life's purpose. And it seems the reason that if we know God knows our purpose, seems the reason we would seek God for an answer to the question, what's my purpose? Or, why am I here? Unfortunately, people don't, and most people live a life so far beneath their privilege simply because they never discover their purpose in life. Discovering your purpose is like getting wisdom. You have to pray and ask God for wisdom. Say, he that lacks wisdom should seek God for it. And that's the way purpose is. You need to seek God and ask God to reveal to you and show you your purpose, because he knows and he's anxious to share it with you. He wants to walk you through your purpose. He wants you to walk in purpose with every step that you take. I learned an easy way to discover your purpose by an acrostic laid out by Pastor Rick Warren in a series I read and studied years ago called Shaped for Significance. Shaped for Significance. If you If I've went over this once, Lord knows I've went over it and said it 1,000 times as St. James. So St. Jamers, just be patient tonight as I help someone else discover their God-given purpose that's online with us. You discover it by an acrostic called SHAPE, SHAPE. SHAPE, SHAPE. S, your spiritual gift. H, your heart's desires. A, your abilities. P, personality. And E, your experiences that you have to go through. Now, let me take about 15, 20 seconds on each and we'll be through. Spiritual gifts. If you're searching for purpose, you need to consider the spiritual gift that God has given you. Every child of God is given at least one spiritual gift. You might have 2, you might have 5, you might have 6, but every Christian is declared to have been, God has declared to give you at least one spiritual gift. Spiritual gift. And when you learn your spiritual gift, it works with all of the other things that I'm going to go over with. S, spiritual gift. H, your heart's desires. If you're looking for purpose, looking for why you're here, what you should be doing, check your heart's desires. What is it that your heart bubbles for? What is it that when you talk about it, you get excited about it? Your innermost spirit leaps inside you when you talk about that in particular thing. The Bible said God will give us the desires of our heart. What are you desiring? It has a lot to do with how God created you and why he created you. Matter of fact, that's why you're desiring those things, is because it's part of your purpose. If it's not sinful and your heart is desiring it, it's probably desiring it because God shaped your heart with those desires, and it becomes easy for you and you love it and you like it. Okay, heart's desires. Then abilities. All of us have different abilities, different skill sets. Some things are extremely easy for some people and they're hard for others. When something is like a cinch to you, it's part of the abilities and the skills God gave you. And he put you here to use those gifts. Whatever those gifts are, they're to be used. Abilities. Let me go back to the top. SHAPE, shape. Spiritual gifts. S. Heart's desires. H. A. Abilities. Then P, your personality. Everybody has a different personality. And when you're looking for purpose, trying to find purpose in life, look to your personality. Stick with your personality, things that work for your personality. Case in point, an usher who's got a bad attitude and that's rude, they don't supposed to be at the door of nobody's church greeting people as a first line of defense of the church. That's not part of their personality. If they rude and evil, they don't need to be at the front of the church. They need to be in the back somewhere. You know, let them work behind the curtain. Let them be like the Wizard of Oz behind the curtain, because their personality don't match. So what I'm saying, personality has a lot to do with purpose. Your personality will shine in the area that God created you for. People will love you in the area that God has created you for. And then lastly, experiences. If you're looking for purpose, your experiences has a lot to do with discovering purpose. Unfortunately, God don't send you to Alabama University or Auburn University. You do that on your own. But what God does send you through is tests, trials, experiences in life. And those experiences that he placed upon you, Jeremiah said they're not to harm you or hurt you. They're to give you a future and a hope, purpose. He allowed you to go through those experiences so you can obtain purpose. You can learn a lesson from them so that you can walk properly and help others in life. Joseph went through a lot in his life, but his life's purpose was to save Israel during the famine. And when his brothers came, he told his brothers, after they had did all of that to him and caused him to be a slave, caused him to be in prison, he said, you all meant it for harm. But God took me through these experiences for such a time as this so that I could save these people. God took the bad and turned it into good. The experiences that you've been through aren't good experiences. But God has a way of turning those bad experiences around for some good. God never wastes a bad experience in your life. The hurts, the pains that you've been through, God never wastes them. Matter of fact, the Bible says God bottles up every tear that you cry. He never wastes them. He looks at those tears and he comes back and he turns those tears into joy. He'll turn every tear that you shedded into some kind of joy when you get through the trial. So don't get bogged down in the trial. Don't sit there and bellyache and boo-hoo and cry. You got to know that you serve a God. Quit looking at the trial and how hard the trial is and start looking at how big your God is. Your God is so much bigger than the trial and the experience that you're going through. And guess what? If God allowed you to go through this experience, he did it because on the other side of the experience is the blessing for your life. Recap. S, spiritual gifts. H, heart's desires. A, your abilities. P, the personality that God blessed you with. And last but not least, E, the experiences that God has allowed you to go through in your life. Knowing what you're here for and why you're here will help alleviate stress. Knowing your purpose will allow you to live a much more focused life. God bless you and God keep you is my prayer tonight.